Welcome, thank you for tuning in. This is Gil Ingles with Diaspora Central, the one place where we definitely showcase diaspora culture and diaspora talent. And today, no other than Houston's most underrated content producer. He goes by the name of Dapperv, but also known as Olatunbosun. Olatunbosun, excuse my pronunciation. Olatunbosun, welcome to Diaspora Central.
Thank you.
Sir, definitely a pleasure to have you here. You one of these mega producers of this city, right?
It's flattering.
It's in all honesty, every city has a foundation, and Africans in specific cities, metropolitan areas, major metropolitan areas, have these underrated individuals that honestly put the true content to elevate Africa to the next level, to elevate the diaspora to the next level. I've been in Houston for 5 years, sir, and trust you and me when I tell you that you are one of the pillars of African culture in the diaspora United States.
I appreciate that.
All right, round of applause, please.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so welcome, man.
Thank you.
Finally. You are very busy, man.
We try to stay busy, you know?
Yeah. Now, we understand you are by way of Nigeria?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Give us a little bit of your childhood. Where were you born?
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
Lived in Festick till I was 10, then moved to Huntsville, Alabama, 2001. Lived there for 15 years.
Okay.
Then lived in ATL, Atlanta, Georgia for a year.
Okay.
And moved to Houston. I've been here for 3 years now.
Got you. Okay, so you've been to one of the major metropolitan, U.S. metropolitan hotspots. So it definitely, now I can understand. No, not that that means anything, because I've seen people who have come directly from back home and just have that drive and desire who honestly come in and they stick to their lane. They basically become one of those individuals that trails, one of those trailblazers who actually, paths his own way to where he's going. And you're one of those individuals. So Lagos, Nigeria, to Alabama, and then to ATL,
yes, sir.
And then to Houston.
Yes, sir.
Right. But that love, that passion for culture, when did that start and where?
I think I always had it, but it was more exposed when I started moving around, and I started, just seeing that our culture wasn't represented the way it should. And also, like, living in America,
okay.
This is the one place in the world where you have so many mixtures of African culture, from being African American to being first generation African, wherever you're coming from, So, at times I noticed that we just don't understand each other, and I mean, you can't really fault somebody if they don't have
the knowledge, right.
So I just kind of inherited this desire to connect people,
to legitimize and to give them, I guess, the essence to add value. Right. Now, there's got to be an age, though, where you probably woke up one day and you said, you know what, I think I kind of lean towards this, right? All artistic people have that one point in which they like, you know what, I think this is what I'm dreaming about becoming.
I would say that being a creator has been going on for a while, but to specify when I started, just embodying this role of presenting culture, I would say maybe 27, 28.
Of becoming a curator.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, your first experience, because I mean, as let's say, as an artist, and I call you an artist because you are an artist, aside from being a curator, and not that every curator is an artist. I guess every curator should be an artist, right? But you are an artist in essence of the contemporary sense of the word of being an artist. You also sing. You one of the forces, and when I say you sing, you are one of the forces behind African music, or the fusion of African music with urban American music. Right. I should say urban African music and urban American music here in Houston, Texas. When did that get to you?
My time in ATL.
Mm-hmm.
I got there and I went into a studio once and I just liked the way I sounded.
Yeah.
I liked the way I sounded, and being that I was in ATL, contrary to Alabama, culture was all in your face. It was everywhere.
Right.
So how could I infuse everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think ATL, is where it happened.
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you remember who the first person, was it your own session that you went to, or was it somebody else's session that you got invited to?
Oh, my brother, he goes by TC Gambino. He introduced me to this producer, GT.
Okay.
And we went there to record something that we collaborated on.
Got you.
And we got there, and that was my first time in that type of setting,
Right.
So I just played around with the vocals, and I was like,
there you go.
That's it.
That was it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, as far as schooling is concerned, you went to school for what? What did you study?
Exercise science.
Okay.
Graduated from University of Alabama in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be a head coach.
Got you.
Eventually in the NFL, collegiate level for football. I actually got a job out of my first year coaching high school football.
Okay.
Also coaching soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this strange desire to be a coach,
right?
Be a businessman, be a writer, actor, and everything.
Got you.
And I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I believed it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the coach that I was coaching under at the time. We had a team meeting,
right?
A coaching meeting, and I just so happened to be saying what I'm saying now. And he was like, "There's no way you can do that. You can't do that. There's nobody who does that. Like, do you know what a coach is?" And he was absolutely right. To him, he was right. I couldn't do it that way, So that led to me deciding, like, maybe I shouldn't go about it this way.
Right.
So now it's not that I don't see myself doing all that.
You are now doing all that.
I am doing all that
because you are a director.
Yes, sir.
So you coaching people through scenes and things of that sort. So, and talking about, dude, to talk to you, it's like you probably take several shows to get you all into a full how can I say, into a full plain view of everyone, because honestly, dude, you have done a lot for someone so young. And that's what I personally admire most about you, is that focus, that desire, that passion for culture, for actually adding value to what the diaspora culture is. Because a lot of times people forget. We come from different countries. We get to the U.S. and most people, it's very easy to get over here, and all of a sudden, once you're here, you automatically claiming, oh, my culture is American, my culture is American, my culture is American. And then, is African. When you're here, you claim your culture to be Africa. Then when you in Africa, you're going to claim your culture to be American, right? Get back there and then made out everybody else like, no, man, I'm coming from the States. My culture is American. My culture is American. To create an actual diaspora culture, that in itself is what I consider the greatest value that us as members of the diaspora can add, not only to the United States of America, not only to the diaspora, but also to Africa. Because today, Africa values that also, right? I mean, we have the big insurgence of Afrobeats. Prior to that, I mean, there was Kuduro, there's the underground of Kizomba, and all these African things is just kind of like layered there as the bed of contemporary American culture, right? Mm-hmm. And so let's start now talking a little bit about movies, film. What brought that home? What was the one instance in which you said, you know what, listen, pick up the camera or hire someone with the camera and let's go ahead and film something?
One thing I should have mentioned is that I believe that all my skills fall under being a writer.
Gotcha.
Ever since I could remember, I just like writing, whether it's songs or stories or whatever it was. So I've always been a writer, but living in ATL, I met this lady, AZ Yeaman. She had this writing course called Bridge 17.
Gotcha.
And she taught me how to write. She taught me how to write scripts, and being in that setting, being around like-minded people that were actually shooting, actually writing, actually acting. It just let me know that it was possible. And that's one thing I appreciate about ATL, because there's nothing that you could say you want to be or you want to do that you wouldn't have the tools to at least start in ATL. You know? So they helped me get started. And once I moved to Houston, I just carried that along. And everything I touched or every person I met, everywhere I went, it was like, hey, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make Houston that place where you can say that African American films are being made.
Definitely. And Houston is now, because of people like of yourself and people like you, definitely becoming that, how can I call it, a mixing bowl, or that metropolitan, that true metropolis or metropolitan city that showcases cultures from all over the world. But you know what? We have to take a very quick break, and on this break, I kind of want to showcase something of yours. What should we showcase?
The Regal Society, one of our episodes, introductions.
Okay, so let's go and showcase Regal Society and one of the episodes. We'll be right back.
This your yam. Yeah, thank you. You don't look like the yam ripe, bro. You look like the yam has koshoko.
Okay. Yeah, when I bring straight from farm, straight to market, this is ripe yam.
You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I buy one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And then get two for free.
Can not be like that. Not be like that. Yeah, when I bring straight from farm.
Aren't you a farmer?
Thank you.
Don't you call yourself a farmer?
I'm a farmer.
Ewukambia. My customer gives me more yams for this.
Okay, no, they insult me.
My customer gives me more yams. What is
this? Sell market, no be say you go to
I
go wound you. Try me.
Do you know who I am?
Who are you?
I beg, remove this.
Okay, don't vex me.
I'm annoyed. You've lost a customer.
Because I sell market.
Another customer.
Because I sell market.
I make a stop at people's shed. They bow for me.
It's okay.
This your wife?
Thunder fire you. This guy person, you know get look in life. You don't get anything. Ripe yam.
Why you run?
Somebody buy something.
Rude! Tanguy!
Hey, mélange de luxe.
Tu as créé quelque chose de mauvais. Là où tu as mis le doigt, c'est faux.
And we are back. If you have just joined us, you are now listening to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles, and in the studio with me in person. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in person. I was able to get this man out of his busy schedule to come and join us here to talk about his journey. I have Mr. Dapperv of Regal Society, the film crew.
Sir, you're never too busy for you, Mr. Gil.
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Listen, I'll tell you right now. It's interesting how sometimes on social media, things just pop into your timeline, right? And I remember meeting you, right? And we started following each other on social media, and then one day this thing pops up, and I was honestly like caught by surprise. And I say caught by surprise because I come from that sort of an environment, and I didn't quite see that here in Houston. I hadn't seen that here in Houston yet. So when I saw what I saw, I was like, wait a second. Let me place a like, let me place a fire, let me call this brother. And honestly, dude, I think the work that you guys are doing with Regal Society is so important to diaspora culture. I mean, the ability of actually not bringing in people and simply placing them into the sets, but no, allow them to live that experience, allow Americans to live that experience as Africans, and Africans to live that experience as Americans, and the bystanders to actually experience that, then the spectators to have the ability to actually view and consume that content. It's something of great value to society, man, because that's what knocks down barriers that separate cultures. How did the concept for the Regal Society come through?
It started with it was a simple idea, like having someone present our culture as a talk show format.
Okay.
But honestly, I think what really started like cultivating it is when I met Mr. Dibba at the Pan-African Library here in Houston.
Shout out to the Pan-African Library, one of the rough diamonds in this city that very few people know about. If you don't know about it, just please Google it, search it online, and pay that place a visit. Great place to visit. Right. Yes, sir. I apologize for cutting you off. You mentioned something that I'm passionate about too.
Yeah, but the said Institute Pan-African Library, there I met Mr. Debo, and he's a walking cultural figure.
Indeed, indeed.
There's art all over the library. There are books there that you can discover and read about your culture. And we have a lot of people that have walked in and out of there, like dancers and fashion designers and all these different people.
Right.
So walking in, he talked about art a lot, and I just started just thinking a talk show is not enough. Like you kind of gotta show people this.
Right.
We had a lot of wonderful events that we threw out of there. For instance, like Afro Basil, was something we used to do. And there, you could see that, hey, there are artists in Houston.
Gotcha.
And not just Houston, but outside of Houston. There are people that, they have these magnificent pieces of art, whether it's paintings or dancing or whatever it is. And I think just walking into that library, it just started
to inspire you.
Right.
Yeah, but it is a very inspiring place. Very inspiring, and interesting enough, because I was there a few days ago, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me. Remember the painting that you guys did that was done for the last Regal Society? I was like, you know what, that probably would fit in that office. So it just dawned on me then. I was like, wow, yeah, okay. But man, Mr. Dibble and Said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One of how did you come across him?
A friend of mine's asked me to come to a meeting.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that friend's name? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. My boy Ego.
Okay.
So he invited me to a meeting, and we got there, and this was the first time I believe that he was opening doors up to people.
Gotcha.
And we're sitting there, and here I am, fresh out of ATL, maybe a year or two, maybe a year and a half in from ATL, and I have just this burning desire to just make films, and I'm just throwing this and that out there, like, hey, we should do this event, we should do that, we should have an acting class, we should everything just filming, and I think it caught Mr. Dibble's attention.
Yeah.
And from that point on, you guys have been just tight.
Yeah. No, which is good. And I say that because, in all honesty, I do believe that he has the highest level of respect for you. I mean, you cannot have a conversation with him with more than 2 sentences without your name showing up on one. And that's a very respectful thing in my opinion, when someone trusts someone that way. Right. So congratulations. I mean, honestly, congratulations not only to you, because we got to get him here on this sit also. We're going to have this conversation because you guys are nurturing a lot of content. Now, one of the greatest things that the film crew and Regal Society do is launch a lot of new careers. A lot of people just coming through there and living with a whole different concept of what Africa is. Who or what has been the most fulfilling, I guess, accomplishment that you feel that you have gotten out of it?
I believe it's just the talent that we attract. Mm-hmm. At times, like, you don't know if these people are like, if they will be interested in what you do. You know, the last 2 episodes, we had, for instance, we had a dancer from Dallas. I call her Gamua, that's her first name, but she goes by Cindy.
Okay.
I was a big fan of her, her dance skills, and attracting her. She brings, I mean, so much presence,
right?
You know, just being there. People like her, having people like Lid Rock, having people like Afro Movement, and just people around the city, you know, that you have so much respect for. Having even just giving you the time out of the day just to talk and actually be a part of the show. Definitely. I think that's the most fulfilling thing, because then you start feeling like, hey, you guys are doing something. You know?
Right. And I mean, remember, time is the most valuable thing that any human being can give to somebody else. So always appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah. And I appreciate you coming through. But you know what? Our fans like the content that you produce, so I got to show them something else of yours. So can we go into one of your films?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so which one of your films should we show?
Are We Done Yet? It's a short film we shot. Concept is just women empowerment.
Okay.
Women having the power to leave a situation.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter if they leave the immediately after they notice that this isn't the best fit, or they leave later, whatever it is.
Gotcha.
Just having that power to leave. So I think that's what Are We Done Yet?
Okay, Are We Done Yet? So some of the actors on Are We Done Yet?
Brianna.
Okay.
Wonderful actress. I myself, I was in it. We had Shola, Ronnie, and we had Brooke, Brianna's sister.
All right, so let's go into Are We Done Yet by the film crew. We'll be right back. Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles.
Would you like another one?
Yes, please. Also, is it possible to make this any stronger?
Yeah, I'll make it look special a bit for you.
Thanks, and I don't care if you have to charge me extra.
I'm not gonna charge you extra. And I asked for vodka. Wasn't expecting a girl like you to handle all this liquor. So tell me, what's it like being a supermodel and a doctor? I saw you on the Afro Mixer magazine.
It feels great. I get to do something I'm good at, something I love to do, and also save lives at the same time.
Well, my husband wants me to be a lawyer. He thinks that I can help him get rid of them dope charges he caught back in the day when he was selling all them drugs. That boy can stay out of jail. His ass is crazy. I told him he'd go back to jail and leave me here straight picking with some kids. I'm gonna go back to dancing, and he ain't like that.
Jeez, is that how you got into studying law?
You waiting on somebody up here?
Yeah.
Is that what got you looking all nervous? Yeah. He must be the one, not the two.
I hope not. If so, I'm in for a life of hell. I mean, I've known this man for 5 whole years. There's gotta be something there, right?
Look, let me tell you. You can know him for 50 years, and you still don't know that man. These men like to move at their own pace and do what they want to do. And you ain't got time to be wasting your time with somebody's stupid ass son. Look, let me work. You gotta let what's dead die.
Well, hopefully this meeting gives me all the answers I need. So I guess I'm not done yet.
Like a break pipe, women in your feet is like a Dapperv, and it just creeping like a great white. I might fuck you in
Okay,
your
so what did they say? Well, give him a call back. I'm about to meet up with her right now. We're gonna work this whole thing. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be no problem. Just set up the press conference, and this whole thing's gonna be over with. Don't worry, I got it. All right, I got it. All right, I got it. All right. Monica, double shot of Hennessy, please. No action. Hey, Ben, you think I was coming or something?
How have you been?
Been good. Surviving. No, they got me all over the news like some type of woman beater. Thank you. Look, all I ever know how to do good was play football and take care of you. I don't get to do none of that. That's not why I'm here, though. All right, I'm here to work on our relationship. Now, we've both invested a lot of time and money into this wedding. I mean, it'll be a shame to just watch it go to waste. But I want you back home.
Are you serious right now?
And we are back. Thank you for tuning in. This is Gil Ingles with Diaspora Central, and today sitting in the studio with the one major force behind the film crew and Regal Society Houston. This content producer is Fire. Mr. Dapperv, welcome to Diaspora Central. Now, we were talking about Are We Done Yet? The film that we just showed a clip of. Now, what made you write that piece? What was the inspiration to write that piece?
I have this I don't even know what to call it, but I think it starts from just the respect I have for my mom, my sister, and the women that have helped me grow, my auntie.
Right.
It just made me a man, you know.
So starts at home, huh?
Yeah, it does. You know, and even the friends I have made through the years, you know, just respect for the black woman, and what she does and who she is, and just like I don't think the black woman gets enough respect.
Right.
I don't think she's appreciated enough. Even at times I look at myself, you know, when I'm in a situation and I'm like, man, you could have, you know, given it more,
better.
You know.
Yeah.
So the film, like, it's not my life, but it's things that I've heard, things I've learned.
Right.
And, you know, even myself, like I want I know I have faults at times, you know. So I just want to highlight that.
Yeah.
It was motivated by just wanting to just show women that, hey, you have power, and you are appreciated, and you shouldn't be in a situation if it's not helping you grow.
And just being able to recognize that in itself, it's already a process to help heal that problem, right, or that issue. Now, you have several other films out there. Out of all of them, which one in yours would you say that is probably the one that it's most dear to you? I know, tough question. It's almost like which one of your kids is your favorite?
I think all of them are great.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done yet? It's one. And shout outs to Demola Victorious Films. He was the producer. He the director of that film. He shot that with us. Mm-hmm. And I would say that between that and The Great Divide.
Okay.
Are the two films for me.
Got you.
The Great Divide, he had a lot more people involved.
Mm-hmm.
And that the goal for that film was to just highlight to people in the diaspora that, hey, there are situations where we discriminate against each other, you know. So it follows a story of two young men from two different backgrounds, one first generation African, the other been here for a while. You know, his ancestors been here for a while, and they were friends, but they didn't know each other's backgrounds, and one ends up showing his disapproval of the other
treatment, right,
because of where he's from, you know. So I think that one would probably be so far the one that I would say is that. That
definitely. I saw that one. That one is a very interesting one, and we actually also going to show that one on the next break, because quite more often than we think that happens. We come in with preconceived ideas at times, even about people, just based on where they are. I mean, not only happens amongst us as Africans, also between us Africans and African Americans. And really helping to heal that divide, in my opinion, that movie served the right dosage of a cure. And I'm not talking about a remedy. No, I'm talking about a cure. Because when you really listen when you listen to that movie, you watch it, you listen to it, and you embody what is being said, that's part of the cure. That's almost like the analysis that all of us probably made. And when I say all of us socially conscious individuals probably made after we saw the Black Panther. We got out of the movie theater, and the first analysis that came to our minds was like, wow, we got to be able to heal this divide.
Right.
Because if we don't, what happens in that movie could very likely happen.
Right. And shout outs to Tobe Hillary as well. He shot that film for us, so just wanted to give that out.
Yeah, and who are the actors on that one?
Oh man! Also, Said was the executive producer on that film.
Said,
yes sir. They made that possible for us.
Mr. Debo.
Yeah. So there we had Braylon, we had Joe Randall, myself.
Okay.
We had Tremisha, we had Jasmine. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of people on that film. Some scenes were not able to come out.
Got you.
You know, but
there are a bunch of outtakes still.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this question from a producer / director perspective. Are you at some point probably gonna put out the director's cutouts? So are you going to create something with those cutouts and put them out? Today's the day of social media, and you know that I'm one of those individuals that a lot of times I want to see the other stuff that we didn't really see. You know, I want to see the package of the bloopers. I want to see the the pranks. I want to see the laughter that happened in some instances. I want to see the set. You know, because you and I both know the set has a culture in itself, and sometimes people who see the movie don't quite understand the set, right? Because the set has its own dynamic and it just moves in its own way. Right. Are you at some point probably just gonna put out something like that? or even thought about it?
Maybe years later.
Yeah.
Maybe years
well,
later.
I'm already hinting into it. So as soon as you do, please, that let me know and actually come back so that we can talk about that, because I think we'll have a lot of funny content on that for us to sort of discuss. Yeah. And now Regal Society, fashion, culture, and photographers. The concept for Regal Society, okay? Take us through that.
How we make it?
Well, not yet even how you make it, but honestly, how that inception comes about.
Shout outs to the team.
Mm-hmm. Who is the team? Because this is Diaspora Central. You got a name. If you can't remember everyone, still okay. Name the ones that you remember, then you apologize to the ones that you haven't, and you name them on the next show. Sorry about putting you on the spot.
One is standing right in front of us, Mr. Gil.
I'm the newest member of that crew. I'm the newest member of that crew, but thank you,
Mr. Gil, Mr. Dapperv. We have Queen V, Villy. We have OMG John. We have Sarah. Mm-hmm. She goes by BB. We have our favorite photographer, Tunji. Man, it's a lot of people, man. We have Akira, our chef. Y'all got to check her out too, man.
Yeah, and I'm about to have her here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have her here like soon, like real soon. Yeah,
Akira.
Yeah.
I would say, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us, but these are the people that, once we start formulating it, they throw in ideas and like just how can we execute.
Right.
Then we start, reaching out to our resources.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now you are a man, and when I say that, I really say it as a compliment. You are a very humble man, and when I say humble, I mean with a sense of respect. And I think that's the one thing that the entire crew appreciates about you. It's, in all honesty, your humbleness towards what the goal is and keeping everyone focused on what the goal is. Because I know even myself, I can tangent real fast. And that's because I come from that world in which when we had an opportunity to do something, we had to grab it, run with it, amp it 100%, get some more out of it, then amp it a bit more, get some more out of it. Then when you couldn't amp it anymore, that's when you left it alone. Because otherwise you had to amplify that as much as you could in order to get the value. And that generational change, it's actually a good thing, because being part of this collective, it's allowing me to actually sometimes be able to sit back and say, wait a second, there's no need to milk it so much. Let it chill for a second, because you can actually bounce back and probably come out 10,000 times better. In our days, those kind of opportunities didn't used to exist, because the level of the economic capacity that our people had was not as great as it is right now. Mm. So one of the cool things that you do have is the ability to actually help everyone stay focused on what the primary goal is, and that don't ever lose. Because in all honesty, that is what has made what you do a success, or what we all do in that collective as a success. Now, we know that you like music. We know that you just explained to us that your career somewhat got triggered by a visit to a recording studio. Any thoughts about going back into music?
I never left music. I think what I realized was that, music can be a bit self-centered.
Yeah.
And filmmaking is more of a team effort.
Gotcha.
Even with the music, once I start, I mean, trying to put it out and shoot videos and this and that, I need a team. You know?
Gotcha.
So I just kind of like just put it pause. I released one song, Groove Thing. I released it, and after that, I just kind of just focused on film more.
Gotcha.
But now that we've had a great year, despite the pandemic, we've still been able to be active and put out content. We have enough to where like we can sit back and just like craft, just focus on the craft now. We can tune it up, we can fine tune it. So with that space that's left to fix and learn from our mistakes, I can make music in between that space.
Gotcha.
You know, so that's the stage I'm in right now, where sometimes I don't even want to touch a film project because I'm like, yo, this is the time.
He may get you out of that zone.
Right.
Yeah. No, but that is quite great. Listen, let's go into another break because people want to see content and we need something, either Regal Society or a film. It's up to you. I think we did talk about The Great Divide. This may be a good opportunity to probably show a bit of that. Okay. So let's go into The Great Divide by the film crew, and we'll be right back to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles.
He's not trying to make me his one and only. 2 kids and bills? No. I'm not interested. This is strong enough for me, so.
Girl, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, now your brother's wedding, and I'm still not invited to see the family? Oh, no.
That's crazy.
I don't think
Wow. Man, that's crazy. Man, that's crazy y'all gotta go through that. Look. I'm glad I ain't that way, 'cause that's foul. You know, I would never do y'all like that.
Just sign in for me. Thank you. Anyways.
So, yes, at this point,
Like, maybe you probably just need to drop him off where he at.
So,
I don't know, though, like,
We done with it.
but I don't know. I just don't want to do it, and then what if he does end up asking me to meet the family?
So, what kind of stuff you do for fun? You know, last time you ain't never tell me, you just stared at me.
Yeah, because I'm not interested.
Damn, girl, you ain't give me a chance. You know, I can change your life now.
You need to be worried about changing your life before even trying to think about changing mine.
Okay, what's that supposed to mean?
You're in a temp agency and you asking me for my number.
Damn, we can't even be friends?
No.
All right, cool. I see how it is.
So anyway, girl, back to what I was saying. Like,
so how
at
about
this
you?
point-
You single? I know you ain't seen nobody.
Terrion, I'm gonna need you to get your life together. Bye, girl.
All right, I'll talk to you. Sir, if you'll just have a seat and just wait for your number to be called. Thank you.
Rude. That ain't my type, no way.
Adam. Terrion.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't even recognize you. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Yeah.
What you doing here, bro? Ain't you go too?
Yeah. It's a temp agency. You know how it is. One minute they tell you that you're on the clock, and the next minute they tell you that don't come to work.
Right. You know, honestly, I think it was a black thing. You know, besides us two, only seen one other black person in the building. He was a janitor.
That is kind of strange, though.
Yeah. I don't think it's... Bro, I see he went that to an unemployment office.
What, him? What you know?
He smelled like a barn full of goats, man. You don't smell that, man?
Come on, man. Why you gotta go off like that? What, you don't like his outfit or what?
I mean, I just feel like he's doing too much. You know, it's a time and a place, but I mean, yeah, this ain't it. No, bro.
So when is the time and the place?
Yes, we are back. If you have just joined us, you are listening to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles, and in the studio with me I have the man, Mr. Dapperv, Mr. Film Crew, Mr. Regal Society, Houston, Texas. Woo! Politics. I mean, it's only right that coming from a clip of The Great Divide, we just get right into politics, right? So, give us your take on today's state of diaspora. Yeah, politically. And of the diaspora, not just the United States, but the diaspora. Because, I mean, we deal with people in London, in Europe, in South America. Give just a quick state of that. I guess your perception of what the state is.
And believe it or not, I'm not even a political guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into politics at all. But what I see happening is a change. I feel like a change is coming. I feel like 2021 is going to bring forth just a new world.
Right.
You know, I have a feeling of who's going to win the political election. And I think with that party, I think they are going to bring a lot of change forth with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now with our continent back in Africa,
mm-hmm.
I just wish to see more effort to the youth.
Got you.
You know?
More investment into the next generation.
Yes, sir.
Right. And I think some countries, some African countries
mm-hmm.
are already starting to make that effort, right?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, we had 2019, which was the year of the return,
mm-hmm.
right? Afrobeats in America is now mainstream music.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to you. I mean, Nigeria is in the building.
Yes,
you are Lagos, man, right?
Yes,
That's now a bit about Afrobeats. I guess that is a sound primarily derived from Lagos, right? Or
you could say that.
Uh-huh.
You could say that.
Or most prominent in Lagos, I should say.
Or you could say that some of the biggest artists come from Nigeria.
Oh, right.
But Afrobeats is. I mean, you have. I mean, all sorts of
fusion
backgrounds. You know,
right.
Shatta Wale. You got Jules. You
right.
got. I mean, you got Diamond Platinum Plus.
Yeah,
so
from
much,
Tanzania. Yeah,
right, you know,
yeah,
so.
yeah. It's basically. No, I mean, it has become this now. It has become synonymous with African music,
mm-hmm.
right? What back in the day they used to call Congolese music, if you remember. As soon as a Congolese or a song with that Congolese sound came on, everybody was like, "Oh, that's African music." It didn't matter what region of Africa that sound would have come from, right? So Afrobeats today is what it is for that. Now, the great thing about that is that it also has actually evolved the diaspora, right? Involves the diaspora. Now the diaspora is also a part of it. I mean, you have people like Beyonce putting out videos and albums.
Chris Brown.
Like Chris Brown.
Dollar Sign.
Indeed. And that in itself, it's great. It's great. In your opinion, what can be done to probably help? Because you probably read some of the same comments I read at times in which people were criticizing certain things as not being legitimate enough. And I know that both of your efforts, Regal Society and the film crew, do actually work a lot into not only giving legitimacy or giving legitimate culture to those who don't know, giving them a possibility to actually witness it, but what do you think that can be done by Africa to help the effort that the diaspora is trying to take forward in regards to culture?
I think just having an open heart, open arms,
okay.
And just welcoming people, and it goes on both sides. Really, is a effort thing where we just have to just kill our pride and just things as we know it, and just be open to people, especially our people.
Yeah,
you know, and that's really all you can do. You can't give people money or this and that. You know, you just kind of just have to be just pure and
indeed,
it's like water.
Indeed. Yeah, you got to sometimes adapt to the form you're in and maximize it. Right. Now, some of the new things that you have coming up for both Regal Society, the film crew, and everything else. Let's talk about some of the upcoming things that you have coming out, or some of the things that we should probably highlight at this point in time?
We just released our 4th episode of Regal Society. You can find us on our YouTube channel, The Film Crew, HTX. And we're planning another one in December.
Okay.
A lot of people are going to be back in Houston,
right?
And people around the world, really, we're trying to attract as many people as we can to come to Houston to shoot.
Right.
With that, and also the music, you'll probably hear some more music from me. Working on it right now, so maybe beginning of next year, I can start releasing.
All right.
Some stuff. So yeah, we got that. And the voice that we're working on this week at the library, Pan-African Library.
Yes. There'll be yep, indeed.
Yep. So yeah, just things like that, and I don't know of any films at the moment that will be coming out. So
right. So I guess we'll wait, and once you are ready to get some of those also on the way, of course you definitely will be back. Yeah, but listen, man, I have no words to express the appreciation that I have for you to take a few minutes of your day, come and sit down with us and give us that bit of your journey. Hopefully you'll be back again so that we can definitely talk a little bit more. We can probably inspire some more people. I guess at this point also I should publicly say, man, thank you for your assistance also on Stand Up. That definitely well done. This collective is collective, so we are now one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, man.
Indeed.
I mean, everything about what you bring to us, man, is a leadership, is a guidance, is I mean, there's so much things that you can't really you can't buy, you can't find just anywhere on the streets, So you're well appreciated as well. And,
thank you, sir. Thank you. Likewise, the feeling is definitely mutual. We are learning with each other and making each other better. And because I mean, I always ask people the following: if we don't do it for ourselves, who will?